The casino in Grand Theft Auto 5 has finally opened, and it is a real virtual casino where people spend real money putting into it, but no money comes out.
Xbox, Twitter, Uber,
Postmates,
Netflix, MoviePass,
Google,
Facebook, eBay,
DoorDash,
Apple, Amazon, Airbnb,
The Apptrepreneur. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and someone made an interesting comment yesterday, like, why in your intro is Xbox the first thing that's said when you pretty much never talk about video games? And the answer is, I do want to talk about video games. I feel like I want to have that option to talk about video games because they are apps, they are applications at the very least, whether they're on a console or a PC or a mobile device, and so I always want to have that option. And today is one of those days where I think I want to talk about them because of a very, what I consider to be serious concern of mine, and you'll see what it is in a minute. Now, here's the thing. Grand Theft Auto 5, which is what the game we're going to be talking about, is an excellent video game. It's one that I definitely have put a lot of hours into. Now, ever since it launched, which was several years ago, there has been a casino that has always had this sign, coming soon. It's never opened, and for years, many people assumed that it was just never going to open. Maybe it was just something in the background, a decoration, and the game has been doing pretty well since then. Now, when the game launched and we had this coming soon casino, first people were buying the game for the single player mode, which is excellent and universally great. I definitely recommend you play the single player game. Once people got their fill of the single player game, they opened up the multiplayer game. Then they opened up the app game that you could do on the side of the single player. And so Rockstar, the game developers, have been putting more and more things into the game to try to keep people buying the game and paying for the game. And yet the casino remains unchanged. It always was there, coming soon. Who knew what it actually meant? Well, today we finally know what it means because the casino has opened. And according to BBC News, the Diamond Casino lets cash be turned into chips. Now, I have my chips somewhere here. In fact, here they are. I will come off screen just for a second. Chips. For those of you who are not aware, in case you've never been to a casino before, I don't know who watching this wouldn't know, these are chips. You buy them at casinos, and what you do is you use these to gamble. And at the end of the gambling, if you have any left or if you have more than before, you can take these chips, bring them back to the front, and cash them in for real money. However, according to this article, that's not quite how this works. So here's what the article says. The Grand Theft Auto 5 has opened an in-game casino where real money can be spent on gambling chips, but they cannot be converted back into cash. The new feature was launched as regulators grapple with whether in-game wagers should be treated as gambling. In GTA Online, players can buy in-game dollars with real currency and then convert their virtual dollars into gambling chips. The game is rated for ages 18 and over, but remains popular among young teens, even though teens should not be playing this, I should add. The in-game currency can be used to acquire cars, weapons, and cosmetic items, and used to play slot machines, roulette, or poker. Some players report that while they could walk around the casino area, the gambling tables were blocked in their country where gambling is illegal. So, gamers had mixed reactions to the discovery that gambling chips can be purchased with real cash. Popular British streamer Broey1322, who was showcasing the new content on Twitch, said, "They've done it. I can't believe they've done it," after finding that in-game dollars can be exchanged directly for chips. They've gone over the line of what they would, and it's a big problem that they allow you to buy chips with real money, frankly, he added later as viewers debated the system. Ahead of the launch, it was not clear if such an exchange would be possible. Gaming news site Kotaku suspected that chips would only be earned by playing the game, similar to the way it works in Rockstar's other recent online game, Red Dead, and in many other games. This way, players can't spend real money or win fake money that is worth real cash in the casino, it wrote. Chips can be spent on blackjack, poker, slot machines, video horse racing, roulette, or spent on furnishing casino penthouse with a wide array of customizable items. Other gamers were excited by the update, which has been hinted about for about 6 years. My goodness, has this game been out 6 years? I feel, wow, to put this into perspective, because I think I bought the game like 1 year after it came out. I was 29 years old when this game came out, and that's when I first played it. And it's still one of the best-selling games. Like, it's still continually one of the top 10 best-selling games of the year. They're going to make a lot of money on this. The online mode was launched as an add-on to the popular game in 2013 and has always allowed players to top up their in-game wallets with real money. The conversion rate in 2019 is roughly GTA $500,000 for 6 pounds with discounts for higher amounts purchased. There is also a limit to how many chips can be bought every hour in the new casino, which might be one way that they're arguing. See, it's not real gambling. We're putting a limit. You can only spend like a few $100s a day. It's not real gambling. Otherwise, you just spend thousands of dollars on chips. The UK gambling watchdog told MPs on Monday that it does not oversee the purchase of in-game content like video game loot boxes because there is no official way to monetize the winnings. It's a very slippery slope. A prize has to be either money or have monetary value in order for it to fall under gambling legislation, it told a parliamentary committee. Now, this is a comment that I want to comment on because the thing is, they say it has no monetary value in the sense that, yeah, I mean, unless you are very clever on the black market, there's no selling it, there's no trading it in. But the thing is, cosmetics, certain items, certain weapons are actually highly in demand by players. That's why this has become de facto gambling for gamers. We have had stories fairly recently where a bunch of kids found their parents' credit cards and decided to buy a bunch of player packs in FIFA 2019, an EA Electronic Arts game. Because there was a certain player that they wanted, and they kept buying loot box after loot box after loot box because they wanted this one specific card in the game, this one player. They spent, I think, over $900 trying to get this player, never got him. Just never got him. And thankfully, because it was done through the Nintendo store, and Nintendo is a very family-friendly company, they did refund the parents this money and remove the items from the game, which is fine. But then you have other situations where, like a mother who mentioned she had like a 23-year-old son who functions at a 7-year-old level. He has a smartphone, he plays games, that's his entertainment. He downloaded this one game where it kind of made it sound like, you were out to like find items, but you could buy a lot of these items, and he ended up racking up thousands of dollars, and they had to dip into education money for his sister to pay off the bills because the game developer was not available to be reached when they asked about a refund, like, saying that they didn't know this was happening. And here's the thing, I do acknowledge that there's definitely a lot to put on the parents. Parents do need to be aware of these things. That's why I'm making a video like this for people that I know who watch this who might not be aware that this is what goes on in the video games. But loot boxes are very predatory, and it is very much like gambling. They spin the slot, the wheel, or they pay some money, they get a little box, it opens, and once in a while, they might get a rare item, or a rare player, or a rare weapon. In some cases, like in Call of Duty, they actually show the prices to other people to incentivize them to pay as well. And this is by far the most egregious thing I've seen, and this is why I'm making this video, because I'm very concerned about this. This is literally a casino. You can walk into an online virtual casino. You can put real money down for chips, virtual chips. And the only reason it's not gambling is because you can't cash them out for real money in return. What can you do? Well, you can either play some more with it, and you will lose a lot of it because casinos do win a lot in real life. They're going to win a lot in the game, or you can get items and stuff. And when that becomes your method to get the rare coveted item, people will gamble. They will gamble and they will put more money into this until they get that coveted item. So there is a monetary value. Now, we were pretty close to the end of this, so let's look at the last one. However, a gray area exists in some games where a third-party black market operates, allowing players to gamble or sell the in-game items they win. Some examples include players earned through card packs in FIFA 19 or rare skins earned in Shooter Counter-Strike. GTA items, meanwhile, are tied to a player's account, making it more difficult to sell than some other games, and the developers are going to try to keep it that way because they really don't want this to be seen as gambling. But I mean, look at it. It's literally a casino in the game, and it's encouraging people to buy chips. And yeah, so you can't cash out the chips, but they do have value in the game, and if they have value in the game, for some people, that's real tangible value. And I'm in favor of regulating loot boxes. I mean, aside from the fact that I don't like how a lot of games I play now, with rare exceptions like Spider-Man, there is some form of monetization where it's like the game isn't really complete until you pay extra money. Heck, one of my favorite series of all time, Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy 15. I think that game gets a bad rap. It bothered me just a little that they had episodes. They had downloadable episodes for like $5 to $10 a piece. There were 4, I think, that were released. and one of them was like totally not worth it really. But in 3 of the 4 cases, that included story information that filled in some plot holes from the main game. I had to literally pay extra money to get the complete game. So that's one of the reasons I'm particularly incensed by these loot boxes and this micro gambling or whatever. And then I see the stories of people who just spend a lot of money. Also, I know someone who seriously got into World of Warcraft at one point. I think he got into it early in the Bush administration term. He lost contact with a lot of people, including me, just played a lot of games. One day finally woke up and realized it was a problem, decided to get help, decided to delete the game, gave away his merchandise, deleted the game, actually went and got counseling, but by the time he finally left his apartment, and he had found a way to like sell the items on the black market, so in a sense, Warcraft became his job. Obama was our president, and about to enter his second term, by the way. So he lost a lot of years of his life to this game, so I'm concerned about things like this. I see that people do get addicted to it, and when I see things like this, it's like a huge red flag. It's like, whoa, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're trying to convince us that this is not gambling? No, this is gambling. This is gambling, and it's predatory, and it's addictive, and you need to be careful. I'm not ever going to step foot in this casino. Not only because I personally don't care for gambling myself, but I mean, I've played the slot machine in Dragon Quest XI sometimes, but you know, hey, that's not real money. I don't even, so whatever, but this concerns me. This absolutely concerns me. And I hope people are paying attention. I hope they're realizing what they're letting happen and that something needs to be done, preferably sooner, because we don't want a generation of people who are playing games they're supposed... And here's the thing, one more defense of this game. Grand Theft Auto is rated M for mature. So kids should not be playing it. However, video games that have real gambling in them have typically been rated AO, adults only, by the ESRB, because real money is at stake. I think real money is at stake. This game needs to go back to being an AO, aside from the fact that it should probably have been AO in the first place. We need to just start putting these game companies in check. This is wicked. This is extremely wicked. And it concerns me. And I know not a lot of people are going to watch this video because it's definitely way outside of the whole gig economy thing. But I feel it's worth talking about anyway. So anyway, for those of you who are watching this, first of all, please leave a comment below and give it a like or even a dislike if you want, if you don't agree with me, because it would help with the algorithm. And share this video with people who you think might have addictive tendencies, who might play this game. Warn them about this. This is something you need to be proactive about, and we need to let other people know that the game companies are trying to do this. And they're not playing fair because, again, they're saying, hey, you can't cash out the chips. Doesn't matter. Still gambling, still stand to lose a lot of money. There are still friends we have that probably have this disease who probably play games because they don't want to gamble, because gambling, I know, ironically, someone I know plays video games because he gambled a lot, he had an addiction to it, and he needed to do something fun that did not involve gambling, and I know he plays this game. So I called him, and he's actually being very proactive. He's saying, yeah, Kevin, I heard about this, and as hard as it is for me to do, because I love that game, I've actually uninstalled it from my PS4, and I handed it to my wife, and I told her to put it someplace where I don't know where it is. I'm like, well, why don't you just get rid of it? He's like, well, maybe they'll take the casino out someday, and I'd hate to just get rid of the game. But yeah, I pretty much told my wife she has to hold on to this. So this is a real danger. This is a real threat to some people. And if you know someone who has gambling addictions who play video games, you might really want to warn them. And hey, if this video can help, then so be it. But I'm going to leave it there. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. Share it with people you know. If you have gambling tendencies, please be careful. Reach out for help. And flame responsibly. Have a good one.